Hey guys, hi YouTube. So today I have the topic I'm gonna do today, or this video is gonna be about hair journey frustrations. If you've ever been on a hair journey, you know it's not easy. You can have frustrations along the way, and if you don't have frustrations, I want to know what you're doing because I want to do it too. So I don't have these frustrations that I have right now. Um, Everyone that's on a hair journey definitely know it's not easy. You're gonna have days when you're just so frustrated and you're just like, I'm gonna forget this whole thing and let my hair do whatever it wants to do. You know, that's how I feel sometimes. And so these are some of the issues right now. One of the things I have is patience. Usually when I'm post relaxer, for example, I can't wait for my hair to. I can't wait for my hair so I can see if there's a difference. Like, is the hair more thicker, or is it? Are the ends better? Is the texture better and stuff like that? And I just get this itchiness. Like, I can't wait to relax to the point where it drives me crazy. Sometimes I never really fully make it to the 8 weeks, or 8 weeks, or I can't. Even, I definitely cannot do 10 because I can't wait. And another thing is just the frustration from new growth. I really go crazy. Another thing is, for example, when I have braids, I can't wait to check on how, if my hair is okay, is not too damaged, the ends are not too bad, and all that type of stuff. So for me, it's this patience thing. I really have a hard time with it. Like, I'm a really patient person in life, but this is the one area where I can never be patient. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta check and see. Oh my god, did my hair grow? Did my hair get thicker? Did my hair get better? I'm just like this, and it drives me nuts. So the patience is something that I'm just like working on, and it's so hard, you guys. It's so hard. Okay, the next one is money. Spending money on products. You really won't know what works for your hair until you try it. So that's sadly the sad part. And when you're trying all these things, you're actually going to spend money. Um, I started watching YouTube and saw all these wonderful ladies with fabulous hair. Their hair was really nice and soft, and the health of it just looked really great. So I was like, ooh, I want to try that. Every time somebody posted a video about a product that they liked, I was on it. And well, I knew, there's some of the stuff is reviews and all that. I know, I'm aware of all that. But you have to take a risk on some things to figure out what works. So I have a stash of all the crap that did not work in here in this big old bucket. Can you guys imagine? After trying so many things, I finally found nailed down to what works now. So thank God. But you have to be willing to spend a lot of money on things, because one minute you're going to buy a shampoo, the shampoo doesn't work. The next time you're going to try the next shampoo and it doesn't work. So it takes time and maybe sometimes years to figure out what products work. And watching these wonderful ladies on YouTube is helpful, but it can also drive you crazy because you're going to be like, oh, I got to get that. Oh, I got to get that. And it just goes out of control. And you come down later on, but before that, you're going to buy products like crazy. So be willing to spend money. And that's something that I really didn't like about having a hair journey. And I'm not saying you have to buy expensive products either. You just have to keep trying things to figure out what works. I did. Okay, the next thing is just realizing that being on a hair journey is work. And it's work that you have to choose whether you want to do. It's not like bad work. I mean, it's fun sometimes, but I'm the type of person that I don't really like washing my hair and shampooing. I really go crazy because my hair gets a bit too much when it comes to washing time and shampooing and all that. I love deep conditioning and blow drying and all that, but before that, just washing it, I don't like to do that. And so that's the type of work you're gonna do: moisturizing and sealing, air drying and waiting, bunning and wearing protective styles and all that. For me, it's work. It's not bad work, remember, but it's work that can get kind of boring and annoying sometimes because some are routines, and I just go crazy. Sometimes it drives me crazy, and I'm just like, oh, I have to moisturize and seal. Oh, moisture, you know. It's good work, but I just feel like it's just work, but in routines that I'm like, oh, do I have to do that? Okay, let me stop rambling. Okay, so I have this thing about hair anxiety. When you're in a hair journey, you are doing basically everything to protect your hair from getting damaged, getting split ends, and all this stuff. When it comes to that, you're gonna wear a lot of protective styles. But with that comes this hair anxiety. Like, sometimes I get bored with U parts, wigs, braids, and all that stuff. I just want to leave my hair out. But the minute I get outside, I regret it all. I'm like, I want to run back to the house and put on a wig because I'm like anxious. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are my ends doing? Oh, my edges, is the ponytail too tight? Did I oil enough in the front for the leave out and all this stuff? I feel like that is so frustrating. Oh my gosh, I go back and run, put on my wig or whatever, and be in a fetal position and just stay there because I'm like, oh, now at least I know my hair is not out there being exposed to the environment and all that stuff. And I feel like this is something I have, and I wonder if somebody out there is understanding where I'm coming from with this. And if you guys have it too, please share, please comment. Um, okay, the next thing, stretching a relaxer. It's really it's beneficial to your hair because you give your hair a break from all the chemical. If you keep putting chemicals every month, it's like, you are just really overdoing it. So it gives your hair a break, and I like it. It actually made a difference in my hair journey. But there's sometimes when my hair gets really dry, my growth is out of control, the new growth, and I'm doing all the right things like moisturizing them, spraying, water and all this stuff, putting moisture, all the stuff you're supposed to do to it. But at the same time, I'm annoyed by them. I just want to go and put a freaking relaxer and go stay down. I don't want to deal with this anymore. So that's another thing, that stretching is really difficult for me. And waiting for it, waiting so that you can see the results later of the growth and all that because you can't relax yet and all that. It's so frustrating. So yeah, stretching and relaxer. Okay. Another thing is always being careful not to make mistakes that can set you back all the way back. Your hair could be here and you make one little mistake or a few mistakes here and there, and all of a sudden your hair comes back to here. And it's really bad. I went through this with using Growth Protect and Wonder Wrap. I was basically gluing tracks on my hair last year when I attempted 2 years ago when I attempted the journey. And I was thinking, oh, no glue's getting on my hair, I'm fine. But the product has some issues with my ends. Like, I don't know, my ends were just splitting even more. The minute I stopped, my ends stopped splitting. So I was figuring out something was definitely not right because the glue wasn't getting on my hair, but the product messed me up. So I completely stopped using that stuff. And, well, there's a difference now. So, or maybe you put braids that were too tight and all of a sudden you lost all your edges. You know what I mean? Like, all this little stuff can set you back. And you have to be so careful all the time not to do anything that could totally mess it up. Mess up the journey, and you having to start all over again. Some people never go back and start again because it's like, it's frustrating. You grow this much hair and you lose it all in the end and you got to come back. Who wants to do that? Okay. The next one is, I'm guilty of this. That can be frustrating, is comparing your hair to other people, maybe on YouTube or other ladies you see with healthy hair, for example. I definitely did that for a while. Now I don't do it as often. But I still kind of do random because I have some people that I watch that have hair that I'm kind of looking for, at least the health that I want, or maybe the length, a little bit of what I want. So sometimes I go back on YouTube and I'm comparing, and I'm just like, oh, just drooling. Oh, I wish I had your hair. And that can really be irritating because you go back and you're looking at yourself like, look at what I have to work with, and how long I have to go. Just frustrating, irritating sometimes. Um, okay, the next thing is, the last thing actually, I'm not going to rumble anymore, is doing everything right but not getting the results you want. Maybe trimming your ends, moisturizing and sealing, deep condition and all this stuff, only to find out maybe 2 months later, nothing happened, and you're like, what the heck happened? I guess nothing happened. I hate that feeling because I had, for example, a few months ago, I was doing all the right stuff. I looked at my hair and it pretty much stayed the same. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Even when I relaxed it was pretty much the same. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So sometimes your hair wants to do its own thing even though you're doing the right stuff. And that is irritating. It's like, I did all that for what? And then another month it grows and it's like, what the hell? So, definitely just sharing with you guys some of my frustrations. I wonder what frustrations you guys have. And